Welcome to our weekly video. It's Friday, but Sunday's coming. And actually today it's more a case of it's Friday, but Christmas is coming. My name is Nick Park from Evangelical Alliance Ireland, and you might not thank me for reminding you that Christmas is only a few weeks away. And one thing I think we can guarantee for sure is that it is going to be a Christmas like no other. A Christmas like we've never had before. Now, in one sense, that's what we've been asking for. You know, for years now, we've been telling people we need to put Christ back into Christmas. We've been bemoaning the fact that Christmas is too often just a time for people getting drunk, getting mushy and sentimental, and to be honest, a lot of things that have nothing whatsoever to do with Jesus or his birth. We've even thrown our rattles out of the prams and thrown temper tantrums because people have wished us happy holidays instead of wishing us happy Christmas. Well, guess what? God has now given us an opportunity to make this the most meaningful Christmas that we've ever celebrated in our entire lives. Now, I know we like Christmas to be the same. You know, in fact, just look at so many of the Christmas cards you will be receiving over the next few weeks. So many of them have pictures of Victorian scenes, basically designed to say, look, Christmas is unchanging. It's not changed for hundreds of years. That's why we have the same rotten Christmas decorations that come out year after year because Auntie so-and-so gave it to you. I mean, this one here looks more like a prop from a horror movie than something to celebrate the birth of Jesus, but it seems to appear in the Park House every December. But Christmas does change. Christmas has changed, and Christmas is changing again radically this year. And we have politicians who tell us that they are taking public health measures and inserting restrictions in November. Why? So we can save Christmas. Well, look, I've got news for you. It's not the job of the politicians to save Christmas. It's the job of the church to save Christmas. And that's why I'm absolutely delighted as part of Evangelical Alliance Ireland to join with Evangelical Alliance up in Northern Ireland and Crown Jesus Ministries to declare joy to the world this Christmas, a time of praying, caring, and sharing. We actually have an opportunity to share Jesus now because there's people and their Christmas traditions are up in the air. Many of the things that they've just looked at year after year after year as being part of Christmas is not going to happen. And in fact, the same is true in our churches as well. You know, in our church last year, we had people crammed into carol services, shoulder to shoulder, all breathing each other's air, all handing round trays of food, singing carols together, everything else. I mean, look, it was great. But there's no way we're going to be doing that this year. So what we have to do right now is look at ourselves and look at this wonderful message of God coming in human flesh and saying, if there's a bunch of people right now out there whose Christmas has suddenly had half of its meaningful things for them taken away, then how can we speak into that situation? And that's where we're talking about sharing. And I was praying about this, and you know, the Lord showed me something, and it's this: that the reason you can share with others is because you learn to share with yourselves. In other words, when we share within a family at Christmas, that enables us to be able to actually share with others through outreach and gifts. And this is a time as never before for the Christian family to share Christmas with each other. What do I mean by that? This year, we've all made amazing strides in the field of social media. Some churches were already really on the ball with this, but most of us weren't. And overnight, we suddenly became TV evangelists, and we began to learn all about videos, and we began buying video lights and microphones and learning how to edit video and everything else. And all of us have different areas of expertise. All of us have elements within our various churches and ministries that will help us to share the gospel effectively with other people this Christmas. But what if we were to begin sharing those resources with each other before we start sharing them with everybody else? And, for example, if I've got a couple of great singers in my church and they're going to do, and if they were going to record a great Christmas song together, which they are doing, there's two ways I can look at that. I can say, man, we're going to keep that. We're going to use that in our online carol service, and we're going to have the best online carol service of any church we know. Or we can actually say, hey guys, here's a resource that your church can use, that your ministry can use. Now imagine if we all came to the table with that attitude, that we all shared our resources so that churches up and down Ireland, north, south, east and west, could begin to share Christmas in the best, most effective, most dramatic, most meaningful, most spiritual way possible. I'm delighted that evangelist J. John has already taken a lead in this. He's already sharing freely some incredible resources for churches to use in their online outreach and online carol services and everything else. And I want to encourage you, please, see what resources you've got. Develop between now and Christmas. What resources can you develop that are going to effectively share Jesus this Christmas time? And then work with us, work with the Joy to the World campaign in order to share that resource that other churches can get it out, not just to a few hundred people or a few thousand people, but literally to tens of thousands, to hundreds of thousands of people. Together we have a great opportunity. Now, if we just decide, well, we're going to try and do a better carol service online than the church up the road, then we've missed it. And we've missed Christmas, and we've failed to save Christmas. But if we will work together on this, then we can save Christmas, and we can make this the greatest, most meaningful Christmas that people have ever experienced in their lives. Now, isn't that something worth getting excited about and worth looking forward to Christmas coming for? God bless you. Thank you for joining us for this video. And don't forget, it might be Friday, but Sunday's coming.